Hey you, it's Mo. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday. We're not actually going up on the traditional Tuesday, for our series Tom Ford Tuesday, but any day is a good day for Tom Ford, right? So in today's video, we're going to be focusing in on the new Shade and Illuminating Duos. We've got a Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duo and a Shade and Illuminate Contour Duo. Now these are existing products in the line that got a little overhaul. We're going to get into those details. I'm going to compare the existing to these new ones, and we will see, because we need to know, right? We need to know, do we need it now or can it wait? And I will also do some comparisons with things I feel I have in the collection that are worth comparing. So, shall we hydrate and begin? Hello again. Hi. I hope we're doing well. I'm sorry I didn't have Tom Ford Tuesday up for you on Tuesday. But I didn't want to not give you a Tom Ford Tuesday video this week because, like I said, every day is a good day for Tom Ford. But, we have a series and we try to stick to the schedule and all the things. But life happens. So I'm sorry. All right, let's go ahead and get into the details on these new Shade and Illuminating products. Oh, and really quick, I got a new Tom Ford gloss. So a couple videos ago, I shared a look where I recreated the runway look for the Tom Ford fashion show for spring/summer 2023. And this gloss was featured as the gloss. And I love my gloss Luxes, so I had to pick up the one that was used in the show because the colors are really, really pretty. So this is the shade and this is the color. Gorgeous, I know. So we'll try this out today really quick. Just as a little extra add-on. We'll try something else today, Anyhow, I'm rambling, but I missed you. It's been a couple days, so let's get into the details. So I'm going to start off with the Shade and Illuminate Contouring Duo. Comes in the standard traditional Tom Ford packaging. Yes, our product comes in our Tom Ford sleeve, and you guys know I always say it. We hold on to these to keep our palettes nice and clean. And again, we're keeping on trend with what I'm seeing. All of the newer Tom Ford products have the TF on the front. So that's what our packaging looks like. So I picked up the exact same shade that I have been using for years in the previous Shade and Illuminate Contouring Duo, which is this one. I picked up Intensity 2. I too am surprised at the Intensity 2. Okay, just in comparison to the other one that I have been using forever. But I'm really excited and curious to see how this one is going to be. Gorgeous, right? Look at it. I'm so excited to try it on the face. So what does Tom Ford say about this? So I will tell you this, on the box it doesn't tell you anything except for what it is and what's in it. That's it. There's not like a peel. No, that's it. There you go. If you want to see ingredients and all the things, there you go. All right, so the Shade and Illuminate Contouring Duo is described as an iconic, reinvented with treated pigments and a cream to satin formula for a flawless contour. Highlighted ingredients: light diffusing pearls, moringa oil, passion fruit oil, ginger extract. I mean, I like the sound of that, but like looking at the list here, I guess. Infused with moisturizing botanical oils, Shade and Illuminate Contour's new formula. So we all completely confirm this is a new formula. Okay, so here's the thing. New formulas sometimes can make me because as a person who used the previous formula and loved it, repurchased it, I mean, hit it hard. When I hear new formula, I get a little nervous. It's like, but we'll see. We will see. So this formula blends seamlessly into the skin for a natural dimension. Use the darker shade for depth, the lighter shade to embrace high points, or combine the both to customize your intensity, because we love makeup cocktails. Yes, we do. Now this also comes in the traditional Tom Ford packaging with the sleeve and the actual product. This one too has the TF. I know I sound like a broken record when I'm saying all the new stuff's got TF on the front, but it seems like everything The new stuff all has DF on the front. So I did actually try this in my previous video where I was trying out the Soleil Neige collection for holiday, but here is what it looks like. This one is Peachlight. Now they have 4 of these. I picked this one. I was drawn to it. I felt like I could get the most use out of it. I felt most comfortable with it. But I more so wear these tones on the face. One of my absolute holy grail products from Tom Ford is the Shade Illuminate Highlighting Duo in Mood Light. I mean, yes, like all the way. I love this formulation. I love everything about it, like so much. Here they are side by side. Peachlight, Mood Light. This is what they look like side by side. So the Shade Illuminate Highlighting Duo sculpts and defines features, while 2 versatile customizable hues, each delivering 1 stroke luminosity. These are infused with vitamin E. The new sensorial formulation offers the payoff of a liquid highlighter with fine iridescent pearls that scatter light to optically lift and define your facial architecture. Use the lighter shade to highlight and the darker shade to bronze, or combine both for a sheer glow. So now that we have those beautiful details out of the way, I'm going to bring you nice and close and let's apply these on the face. And let's see, because we need to know, and then we'll get into some comparisons and all the things. It's Tom Ford Tuesday. You know the full face is going to be Tom Ford. Everything we talk about today and all the things will be listed down below in the description box. Now, before I apply the products to the face, I do have to apply some foundation. But I did want to, quickly share the process so you can see how everything goes together, works together, all the things. So I'm going to quickly apply the foundation. Used a lighter layer of this foundation, which is what makes it so amazing, and that's majority of foundations, but use a little bit less, use the sponge to more sheer it out just to even out the skin tone. Obviously you can still see my imperfections and such, but that's okay, and that's a good thing, because then when you start pulling everything together, it just looks really good. With concealer, so like Tom Ford keeps coming out with all of these other new products, but he hasn't come out with a setting powder yet. So I'm going to use my Westman Atelier Pink Bubble. This is the Vital Skin Pressed Skincare Powder. I am using my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder Palette. I'm going into this shade here, and I use this very, very lightly, just like this. I mean, super light layers. I tell you guys about the light layers with the powder, but pretty much just tap in once. I mean, it's very little powder, and I use that to set my face. It's very, very light layers of powder, just to lightly set everything in place. Like I said, I wanted to share my foundation process and application with you just so that you can see how I incorporate these new products in. All right, so my next step in my routine would be to go into the cream and do my contour business. So on one side, I'm going to use brush, and then on the other side, I'm going to use the sponge. I am going to have the comparison of both of the Intensity 2s side by side on the skin when we get to the comparison portion of today's video. All right, so again, one side we're going to use the brush. Let's go in with the brush on this side. So I'm going to pick up product. Now this is a bit darker than the one I have, so I'm going in with a little bit less, and if I feel I need to build it up, then I will. Oof. Wait, let me clean off my brush. Let's blend it. Okay, we blended nicely. We are saved. Brush application always gives you just a little bit more, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Okay, that blended nicely. I didn't go in with any more. I just have whatever is left on the brush. bringing back some warmth to my face. Now for the other side, I am going to go in with my sponge. So I'm just going to pick up with the sponge. Yeah, sponge application is like my first choice other than my fingers and my hands, because I feel it just softens everything in the most natural way. Because look, see, you can really see it with the brush versus the sponge. It's like very soft, and I can build it up as much as I'd like to. So with that one first layer, it's very soft, which is perfect for like that no makeup kind of thing. So I'm picking up a little bit more, and I'm gonna lightly build it. Okay. Now I, with the original, have always gone over my powders and foundations with no issue. So let's see how this one is. And this one also has those little glimmering, shimmery particles. I'm curious how that's going to look on the skin, if they're even visible, because they seem so small, they might not even be, you know, a big deal in that sense. So this is the brush side and the sponge side. I'm now going to take the brush on one side and pick up the highlighting portion. Okay. And let's apply that. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with my sponge on the side. Wow, both sides actually look really good. No? So this is the brush side, which I definitely feel like I'm getting more intensity. Okay, and then this is the sponge side. I kind of feel like I like this brush side more. I don't know yet. Huh. Okay, let me clean off the brush. When it's your first time using a product, I feel like you kind of either don't use enough or use too much. And then over time, you kind of perfect your perfect application with the product. But I mean, I think for my first time, we're looking pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Now let's top everything off with a little Peachlight. I'm going to use my, where is it? If I can find it. Here we go. My airbrush from Wingoss. I'm going to go into the darker shade first, all on its own. And apply. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Esom W25. I'm going to also take up that darkest shade on my brush. I would do this with Mood Light too all the time. Blend the edges so everything's nice and smooth. Going into the lighter shade. Loving, loving, loving this. I know it's not a Tom Ford mascara, but this is a really good mascara. I'm liking it. I am liking it, and I'm slowly reaching for it. And when I'm all finished with it, I'm keeping this container because it's gorgeous, and it's going to go in with my collection of my Christian Louboutin products. So we did the darker highlight on that side. Let's do the lighter one on this side. A little bit on the brow bone. Lighter highlight on that side, darker on this side. I am very pleased and very happy to say I don't see an extreme difference to where I can't use these solely. I know by looking at it, you're thinking maybe this one is going to be just so light as your strip on the face. That looks pretty good. And look at them on the eyes. Love it. In my previous video, I mixed these two. I put them all on their own. Really beautiful. Nice formula as well. So that is what they look like applied. So I did have a blush ready. This is the Shade Illuminate blush. This one is the one I've really been like loving the most. This, I mean, if you take a look, see at it, you know, TF is pretty much gone. This is, I love this one. This is my favorite one. This is Sun Drunk. I use this one the most, I think. But I try to use them all. I think I'm going to skip blush just because I'm feeling good like this. We're going to leave the face like this. Let me apply this new lip gloss. Again, this is the one from the runway show for spring summer 2023. It's like a nudie pinky tone. Let's see how it looks. Swatches. Swatches like that. So my eyes are already pretty light and the rest of my face is very light and, you know. So I'm going to play it safe and I'm going to apply my liner. This, you know, I always get a little like, no, don't show it because you use it so much and it's not all pretty and pristine. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to see something that's super used and loved? You know what I mean? So here, this is my House of Sillage lip liner. And this one is in Beige Affair. I'm actually going to put some on the back of my hand so that I don't, you know, contaminate the wand since I have the liner. And then I'm going in with my Tom Ford lip brush. I'm going to pick that up and apply it. That's my kind of lip combo right here. Yes. Ta-da! That's my happy song. And here we are. We've got the new Tom Ford Shade Illuminate Duos on the face. Contour, which is a cream duo on the face. And the highlighting duos, which are the powders. We've got it on the eyes. And we've got it on the face. My face is feeling pretty good. Are you ready for some comparisons? I'm going to start off with the contouring duo comparison. I'm first going to compare it with the original duo because they both look different, but their names are the same. I'm going to compare them to the face, and then I'll be right back and I'll share my thoughts with you. Now for this comparison portion of the contouring duos, which are cream products, one side I'm going to do one, the other side I'm going to do the other. And I don't have any foundation on my face, just my skincare routine. I've got my trusty #2 brush, and that's what we're going to try out. I am going to try to use the same brush for both, but what I will do is I'll kind of stay towards one side of the brush, and then on the other side, I'll use it for that as well. So going to go in with the original first. Now again, this is Intensity 2. All right, so here we go. Intensity 2. This is the original. This is Old Faithful, we like to call her. We'll do her on this side of the face. So I am taking my brush and I'm just keeping it on like one side so that we can try to use the same brush for both. And as you can see, I'm not picking up a lot of product. So I'm pressing that in. And oh my gosh, it looks so intense. What am I going to do? Woo. It blends out so nicely. You see how nicely that's blending into the skin? Oh, yes. Now, always remember, brushes give you the most intensity. If I used a sponge, it would be a lot lighter, more diffused. I like using the sponge to use this product on my like natural everyday, no makeup days kind of thing. Or if I'm just in that mood to use a sponge. I was telling a whole story and I'm already done blended out. And as you can see, it is very easily melded and blended into the skin, whereas it doesn't even look detectable. You can't see where I started product, ended product. It's just very melded, very smooth, very, very, very nice. Yeah. So there's that. And that was the original. Now, let's go in to the new one. Oh my gosh, I haven't touched it. Look how beautiful it is. Now, I hope the camera's picking it up, but you can see there's like little sparkles in there. I wonder how that's going to translate, because the original I don't think had little sparkles in the contour, but it seems to be so fine that I don't think it's going to, be a thing. See that side of the brush? We're going to like turn it so we can use the clean side. Oh, one last look at this beauty before I go in there. All right, here goes. I'm a little nervous. It's always like that when you're doing something new, right? Okay, we're blending, we're blending. Oh, okay. Let me back up a little bit because. All right, so that is the contouring portion of our duos. Let's see what the highlighters are all about. Yes. So with that same brush, I now am going to be working from the more top portion. So we'll do one side over here and one side over there. It's times like this where I wish I had more than one of these brushes. And it's like I bought more than one of the eye brushes from Tom Ford, but now I need more than one of the face brushes because they're pretty good. I like the way they perform. So let's go into the original. And I'm going to pick up the highlighting portion. Let's apply her. It's very undetectable in the sense of it doesn't look like a strip of highlight on the face. And this works really well when you put another highlight on top of it. Works really well. All right, so that's the original intensity 2 on this side. I'm going to go to the other clean portion of the brush, picking up the highlight. Let me pick up some more. Okay. So this is the original highlight and contour. And then the new highlight and contour. So, before I say anything, what do you think? What do you think about that? All right, so firstly, it has been stated that these are reformulated, okay? And this has been my holy grail go-to cream product like this for a while now. And I mean, I've probably used and mentioned it in almost all my Tom Ford videos. I know. Water break. Hang on, because we're about to be talking. So I definitely feel a difference in the formulation. It's not so much of a difference that I can say, oh, this is bad, this is good. Can I say it's a huge improvement? I feel like what they probably did, without even like nitpicking ingredient lists and such, I feel like in the new one, they may have just added more oils. All right. Now, what I noticed about the new one is looking at the cream contouring shade, it looks more as if it has these sparkles in it. So you get a little nervous. Is it going to have like all this glitter on my face? Is it going to look shiny? Is it going to look not as natural as these products tend to be? And I'm speaking on the old one. But I will say that the very fine shimmers that you see in here do not translate like that on the face. I don't see anything. I genuinely don't see anything. I will say that if we are going exact comparison, because this is intensity 2 and this is intensity 2, you know, this is a lot darker. So if you are like me coming from this, going to this thinking you're just transitioning over to a new formulation and maybe like a little bit different tone of a highlight, absolutely not. This is a lot darker. So I went in with a little bit lighter hand and I was able to achieve the contoured look that will work for me and my skin tone quite well. Both sponge and brush application worked beautifully. When you use the brush, you're going to get more. When you use the sponge, you're going to get less. And you're going to be able to work with it a little bit more and build it up to your, you know, liking. Again, as far as like the formulation change, I don't see it enough to say this is bad, this is good. I think they're both good. I think that the formulation change was a change that is not noticeable enough to complain. So it's not a bad change. It's pretty good. And I like it. With the older duo, the highlighter, it's got more of that iridescence to it. And you can see the contouring shade is a lot lighter than the new one. The new one is rich. It's chocolatey. It's deep. It's beautiful. It's creamy. And then the highlighter, it's like a champagne-ish tone. Yeah. They both give beautiful luminosity. They're both very creamy. If I'm going by the texture of the two, I can honestly say the formulation differences that I can physically feel, I feel like the newer one is just like a little bit more oily. Not in a greasy way, but you can just feel it, you know, versus the old one. But here are the old and the new. And I mean, look. It looks like, you know, oh my gosh. But once you blend it, it blends really easily. You know, you see it blends down really, really nicely. And it's still giving you that nice contoured effect. And you see this one also blends down really nicely. So this one, although it's a lot darker, you can just go in with a little bit lighter hand and achieve the same contoured effect, which is what we did today. And I'm very happy with just using this and not a blush. I mean, you know, for the sake of just putting a blush, we can put a blush really quick. I am going to go in with Sundrunk because that's Bay. And I sandwich it and just lightly put it. If you want to, you can definitely do that. Still looks really good. And the powders and the creams work nice together. It's not making anything weird or clinging or patchy. Honestly, I'm happy to see whenever Tom Ford improves a product or just gives us more of a product. I think it's always a good thing. So I am happy that these were, you know, added to the line and that they're permanent. These are permanent products. To my understanding and my knowledge, these are permanent products. Yeah, let's talk about the new highlighting duos. Now, these are said to be a liquid, they give the effect of a liquid highlighter. I mean, now to the touch, look at that, it's so pretty. Again, we've got these on the eyes. It's gorgeous. To the touch, it feels like a cream. Like, I feel like, do I press it? Now, honestly, I kind of just press the powder. Okay, let's see if I can, like, yeah, you see, if you press the powder, it feels like a little creamy. It's like that hybrid formulation of a creamy powder. It's powder, but it's got a creaminess to it. Definitely getting that with these. Let me swatch it for you because we are going to get into our comparisons. And again, this is Peachlight. And definitely, this is really gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Now, again, a finger swatch is going to be very intense versus when you're using a nice airy brush, which, you know, most highlighting brushes are. And I mean, even if you're just going over top with your finger, the colors and tones are gorgeous. And I feel this is going to work on a beautiful array of skin tones. Now, Peachlight in particular, I feel that the peachier tone is going to look beautiful as a blush topper, as a glowy blush on a very fair toned person. I think also for a very darker skin tone, this is going to look so beautiful as a highlight. And then you always have that wonderful option of mixing and creating your own cocktail. We love that. And we use it on the eyes. So we love the versatility aspect of this shade and tone in particular. Now, in comparison to the original Shade Illuminate Highlighting Duo, feeling it to the touch. Let's do the feel touch test. This one definitely is more of a powder. But I mean, as I'm like kind of pushing down on it, I'm not getting that same exact bounce that I got from the newer one. But you do get the luminosity and the glow and, you know, because I'm such a fan, I mean, holy grail status type stuff of this one, you definitely get that glow and highlighted effect that looks like you're lit from within. That does not just give you a stripe of highlight on your skin. It looks very, very beautiful. I mean, of course, no one has a natural beam, but for what you're getting, it looks very good. It's undetectable in the sense you can't see where it begins and where it ends. So I really like that about it. So let's swatch, just for swatching purposes. Mood Light in comparison to Peachlight. Don't have the new formulated Mood Light, but I have to assume that the color is going to be the same. I have here Reflex Gilt. You can still purchase this. This is what she looks like. I wanted to compare the color, not the formulation, because this formulation is it's a beautiful formulation, but it's not to be compared formulation wise to these new duos. Just want to compare the colors for you. So I'm just going to put Reflex Gilt here. Okay, I feel like Peachlight probably a little bit more intense. That peachy tone that I thought was comparable. But let's see. I mean, you can see the similarities of the more pinky peachy tones. These top tones are completely different. But let's say you're a fan of Reflex Gilt, but you more so want a lighter tone, or, you know, whatever the case may be. This is what they are side by side. I feel good and confident saying that these two bottom shades are very, I mean, extremely comparable. Like, whoa, wow. And I mean, totally different formulation, totally different products, but this highlight, she gets a lot of love, as you can see. Is gorgeous. So here's the hard question. How do these formulas compare? Well, they're different. They're very different from each other. I do feel that the new formulation is an improvement, okay? And it's a very beautiful improvement. Do I think it's an improvement enough to say you don't need your old one, throw it out and go get the new one now? No. 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 If you have the older highlighting duos and you recently got it and you love it, keep loving it. And when you're all done with it and you're ready for a new one, go ahead and get the new one. To be fair, it looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. Gorgeous. And the colors are very pretty, and it's got a nice variation of colors. Definitely good staples to have improved and added to the line. I will say that. But, you know, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're thinking. Comment down below. Let's talk about it. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, letting me share these new goodies with you. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.